Hello. Good morning. How are you today? I am Faye Bryant. You knew that, didn't you? Okay, fine. All right, I'm feeling kind of silly today, so if I act a little weird, there you go. I am Faye Bryant. I am an author, coach, and speaker who helps individuals escape the lies of the enemy, live into God's truth, and build a better life by first feeling, dealing, and healing their way through a stuck future or an abused past toward a deeper path of purpose and into the unhackable life of their chosen legacy. Yep, that's what I do. Okay, now before we get started, I want to invite you to visit this website, theunhackable.life.com. There is information there for you, those of you who might be feeling this disconnect between what you want to get done and what you actually get done. What's stopping you? What's in the middle there? There's some information on that website, and there's also an assessment that will help you kind of gauge what's going on, what's happening. And then if you want to talk about it, we can. I would also invite you to visit that website, faybryant.com/coach. There you can get a free 30-minute session with me to just talk about recovery coaching, deeper path coaching, finding your purpose, or learning how to become unhackable. All right. Those three things, that session is completely free. It's an opportunity for us to decide if we're going to be able to work together, if it would be beneficial to you, and which one would be beneficial to you. All right. Okay, let's look at today's devotion. We're going to look at 1 John 2:15 and 16. Do not love this world, nor the things it offers you. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but are from the world. Let's talk. The words, for when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you, seem rather harsh, don't they? Conflicting too. Aren't we supposed to love the world around us, take care of the earth, and love the people? Yes, to those. But John defines the things of the world he is talking about here: a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. We are expected by God to use his measuring stick to evaluate ourselves often. We do this so we can know where we stand with him, not to feel condemnation, but to know where and how to make the course corrections we need. Always, always with the goal of restoration to him. If we find ourselves going out of our way for physical pleasure, sexual, physical, emotional pleasure, we need to make changes. If we realize that we have a craving, a deep, insatiable longing for the things we see, we need to institute some boundaries. If we recognize that our achievements and possessions hold more pride, more heart celebration than our relationship with God, we need to stop and turn around. This is not to say that we can't enjoy physical pleasure. God created us with that ability. It's not that we can't enjoy the things we see. God made us with the ability to recognize beauty. It's not that we shouldn't strive for personal success or be devoid of possessions. No, not at all. It is the position of the heart. Priorities. If we spend more time, power, and effort on these things than we do on our relationship with God and his plan for us, we're in deep trouble. And as John said, we don't have the love of the Father in us. Ouch. Tough words, but so necessary. We need to get this. we need to have this in order to shift from following a false God self to following Jesus alone. So take a look at your life today. Are you ruled by a craving for physical pleasure, adventures, sexual experiences, huge fancy meals, unhealthy meals, laziness? Do you crave having everything you see, the next cruise, the newest phone or computer, the biggest house, prettiest car, latest hairstyle, whatever? Do you take extraordinary pride in your accomplishments, showing them off at every turn? Does your sense of self rest in your possession of those things you own? If you are seeing yourself in these, it's time to make a change. It's time to seek the Father more than you seek those things. It's time to drop those and run to Him. Don't put it off. Today is the day. Coffee, Bible, journal. You know, we all do these things to one extent or another because we are souls built into human flesh. Our flesh has desires, and we're tied to the world. Having the desires is not going to be what is your downfall. It's acting on those desires. It's taking on the desires, these things, the cravings. It's giving into those cravings. You know, I'm not going to gain weight if I crave potato chips. I'm going to gain weight when I eat a bag of potato chips. Just like craving those things is not the issue. It's acting on them. You know, I can be proud of my accomplishments. I can be proud of the things that I've done. I can be proud of the things that are my possessions. But do they own me or do I own them? Right? Who owns me? God alone. If He decides that I don't need these possessions, they're gone. Will I be disappointed or will I, whine a little? Probably. But will I be a completely broken person because of it? I shouldn't be. My hope and my joy and my faith, myself should all be identified with God Himself, not with these things of earth, these things of the world. Far too often we let the world define us instead of us letting God define us. And therein lies one of the most devastating things that happens to us. We allow the world, this place that is driven by the craving for physical desire, the craving for everything we see, and the pride in achievements and possessions, the pride of life. We let the world that is driven by that define who we are at our deepest point, rather than accepting God's definition of us to our deepest point. That's where, and I'm speaking from experience, my friend, that's where our anxiety and our depression and our perfectionism and our sense of self, our low self-esteem comes from. Because see, God defines us as His masterpiece. Believer, you are His masterpiece. You are one of the masterpieces that He takes and points to say, do you see my glory at work? He calls you His child. He calls you His beloved. He calls you the apple of His eye. But far too often what we hear is too fat, too skinny, hair too short, hair not straight, hair too straight, ugly, fat, thin, clumsy. We hear these things from the world around us. But as John said, the Father is not in that. We hear you deserve this. You deserve to have the best of everything. You deserve to have that fabulous car. You deserve to go on that fantastic vacation. You deserve. Why? Why do you deserve that? See, the world wants us to chase these cravings. The world is run by the enemy of our souls. The enemy of our souls does not want us working out the plan that God has for us. He does not want us to draw people into a deeper relationship with Christ. He does not want that. And so he will do whatever he can to draw us away from him. And he will do that with the pride, the lust of our eyes, the pride of our flesh. It's up to us to choose who we're going to love, where our focus is going to be. So there's a challenge for me. I don't know about you, but it's a challenge for me. Who am I going to focus on today? Am I going to focus on this new thing that I want? Am I going to strive and work and plan and put all my energy into getting that thing or to chasing that desire? Or am I going to focus on God and what he wants from me right here, right now? We all need to do this evaluation regularly. And so I'm inviting you to do that today. I know you can. Yes, it's going to be hard. We're not necessarily going to like what we see, but this is an opportunity to take ourselves from where we're at into a deeper, more abiding relationship with our Savior. And that's where we want to be. You can do this. I know you can. I believe in you. I believe in you. Has anybody said that to you lately? I'm saying it now. I believe in you. Come and tell me what you need. I'll cheer you on. I'll be there to yay when you accomplish, because you didn't really think you could, but you can. Better than me believing in you, so much better than me believing in you. God himself believes in you, and he is for you every day, all the time. He is for you. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much for joining me, for allowing me to open up the scriptures and to talk about how they apply to our everyday walking around lives. It's important that we do that we look and see how it affects us now, to not just read through it and say, okay, that was nice. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, hit the button there, be sure you hit the bell so you'll know when we go live, and then come back again and again, and let's do this talk. Until next time, I'm Faye Bryant. Bye.